Zueljin here. Welcome to a little tutorial for intro making that I decided to do for y'all. I've been getting a lot of questions lately on how I do certain effects, and I thought I'd walk you guys through a little simple process that I've been using that works well for me. What I did is create a texture pack called Green Screen, which I just changed the glowstone texture out to a solid blue color. Even though it's called green screen, I actually used blue just because it works better for my specific skin, but you'll just have to experiment with different colors based on however your skin looks. So I go ahead and load that texture pack, and I created a little test world here. And basically all you want to do for this is create a little stage, somewhat of what I did here. Now all of these are glowstone, as I'll show you in just a second. Let's search for glowstone, and as you can see, it's a glowstone block right here. And when you place it, it emits light, so you don't have to worry about shadows, which you see how that blue is shadowy compared to it. When you don't have it, like when you have wool, it's a lot more shadowy, and you just want to avoid all that black. So with this in mind, you can take something like, I don't know, let's say a sword. Let's just go ahead and put a sword, and we won't use diamond because that's actually, it won't show up well with the color of the texture pack. So let's use iron, which looks more like a traditional sword anyway. And we'll go ahead and flip out to our view like this, and as you can see, now we have a solid blue background. Just with our texture pack, we can actually hold out the crosshairs, and we'll make just this simple little thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and record this, and that looks about good for the footage that I might need. I might swipe it a few times. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me. Okay, and what we'll do now is we'll jump out, and this is a title that'll save to Fraps, which I'm recording off a desktop right now. Okay, so now that we quit this, we can open up Sony Vegas. And there's a lot of other editors that have this ability, but for Sony Vegas it's called Chroma key. And what we'll do is we'll just move that file that we just made into that, and you'll start seeing a bunch of it. And let me just find the spot that is the actual footage that I want. Okay, looks good right there. Probably about right here. That's perfect. So we'll go ahead and cut that. Move this. And now we have all the footage that we need for this. And I'm just going to make a couple of enhancements to it. I'm going to disable resample. And I'm going to maintain my undo maintain aspect ratio. And now I have the full screen effect. So from here, I'm going to Chroma key edit it, and this is how I do that pretty much. We'll go to video effects, and actually I can just do it from here, and we'll do Chroma key wherever it's at. There it is, Sony Chroma keyer, and okay. And now I can just change my threshold amount until it comes out just right. And there you go. Zueljin's all by himself. We want it just to where everything's out of sight. Perfect. That looks good to me. Okay. And now we'll go ahead and pull that out. Now we want to take the section of everything that we want, which that looks good right here. I'll take this out, and I'll find the spot. Yep, that looks good right there. I'll go ahead and cut that, and now that's what we have left. Now on another layer, we'll go back to Project Media and just put this right in here. A couple of clips that I took. Okay, this is a picture of, I'll show you without the chroma key in. This is a picture that I took of the aerial view of my plot outside of town on the fan server. And what I'm gonna do here is I'll go ahead and just stretch this puppy out, and I'll take my animation and put it here. Now what you can do with this is you have a track motion key right here, and this track motion, it'll come up right here, will allow you to move and change the position that your video's in. You can also change the size of it, which I probably won't do because that's a pretty good size of it, but just to show you that I can manipulate it, I can increase the size. But I'm gonna go ahead and just put him right here, and when he comes on, if I play the clip, I'll just fade it in. Actually, I'll do a transition for him. Let me come in, slide to the left. I think that's on push left, yep. And I'll apply that to the front of the clip. And now when we play that portion of the clip, so I'm gonna go ahead and record this. There we go, just like that. And that looks about good for the, now we don't want the audio because I was making it, so we'll go ahead and delete the audio clip out of that. And now when we play it, we won't have any audio. There we go, right there. So that's gonna be it. And I thought I had a little swiping section. Yeah, there we go. I'll go ahead and actually shorten that up to where the swiping's at. Just a couple more adjustments. One more. And that ought to be plenty. Yep, perfect. Okay, so with that done, now we can also take the aspect ratio off of here and the motion blur off as well. Disable resample just changes up the motion blur properties. Now we're at 30 seconds right there, so we don't want that. We want it closer to 10. So let's go ahead and do that. And we'll also need to insert a new track, and we'll call it a video track, and we'll do text editing from there. Let's go ahead and insert text media. Now I have a couple of fonts already saved up, but I also have some templates that I made, and I just call this Minecraft title, and that's the way that temp comes up, but we're going to use something different. I actually like the Cobblestone Chronicles effect, so we're going to go for the Season 2 look. And you see I implemented some shadows and stuff. I'm not going to go into that. There's plenty of tutorials on that on the internet, but I'm going to go ahead and change that to Minecraft fan server. And I'm going to just play around with these text features for a little while and get what I like. So I found a title that I liked, and I used the Huxable font for it. So I'm going to go ahead and edit this down to the placement on the left. And I think I want the with Zueljin to come out on the bottom, so I'm going to go ahead and edit this now. Let's go ahead and move him down here. And I'll add another text effect. And the easiest way to do that is probably just to copy the one that we have existing, because the format is already there, and we'll paste it on another level. Now as you can see, it's just the same as we had it before, but we're gonna go ahead and edit this. And we'll change that to something like with Zueljin. Now that's probably a little big. Let's go ahead and change it. And we're gonna have this slide from the left, or push to the left. And we'll do the same thing for in the transitions. We'll just push right. So now what we have is this pretty much, and there's no movement yet. This fades away, and as you can see, it's a lot too long and the timing's off. No big deal. So the next thing we need to do is reduce the timing of this whole thing. But before we do that, I do want to add some other clips in, and I went ahead and recorded a couple segments here and there of some random footage from me moving around, and we'll go ahead and try this out for size, and let's see what this looks like. Yeah, I like this footage right here because it shows me going towards Whitewood Lake. Actually, I don't like the jumps like that. I don't really care for that. Let's take another one. And as you can see, it's too long, so we'll go ahead and reduce it down. I think I went the wrong way on the reduction because I wanted it. Let's try that. Okay, so around right here is where I drop off. I'll go ahead and cut that off, and let's try that. There we go. No issues at all with jumpiness. Looks good. Now I also have another small clip that I can possibly show, and I'll do this. And that one just involves me moving along the top of my archery range. So that looks good. I'll cut this down, and I'll blend it just like that. I'll reduce it, and I'll also move in the last bit, and I also want to take off the maintain aspect ratio again from both these. And we're at about 15 seconds, which is probably still a little bit too long. Let's go ahead and go closer to 10. And now we'll push this in, and we'll push this in. That's with Zueljin, so that actually needs to come after, or actually before. So we'll fade this in, and let's see how this looks. We'll also fade this in, and let's see how this looks. Minecraft fan server with Zueljin. Alright, so I went ahead and added adventures to Minecraft fan server, and I'm gonna put a nice little transition on it instead of that other effect, and I think zooming in from the center would be good. And let's see how that looks. Yeah, that's perfect. And it'll just fade out, and we'll put it at the top instead with Zueljin. And I'll have to change this up just a little bit to where it looks right. And we'll put and friends as well. And let's see. Actually, let's copy this media. And I will just do a paste and edit it. We'll probably need to change the font style just a little bit, just so it's not so profound as the other one. We'll do 48, and now what it'll look like is Zueljin and friends, and we'll need to move and friends. So I'll go ahead and track motion for this one and bring it up right here. And we'll put the same transition on that one and lead these all out until everything matches up on about a 10-second border. Alright, so let's play from the beginning and see what it looks like. Very good. Timing is almost immediate. And it actually showed something that I didn't want it to show. So we might just have to play with this just a little bit. Okay, so it ended just about there. Let's go ahead and shorten all these up to here and play it again from the beginning one more time. And that looks good. Now all we need is some music. Now I use a variety of different music, but for the most part what I figure safe is Jewel Beat, which I pay like $1 a track, and it's all royalty free and it's licensed directly to me, so that's easy for monetization. And I'll go ahead and put that track on it and I'll play it and see how it comes out. Looks good. We probably just need to change it up a little bit just so that last note kicks in before it turns off. So I'll go ahead and fade it. I'll also lower the volume a little bit because that can always be increased. And we want it to end right around here. So I'll go ahead and cut this piece off and actually stretch it just by a little bit and fade it out. So let's see how that plays out. So I like the beginning better, so I'm going to go ahead and switch that out. I'm going to let it coast just past the whole segment of video, and I'm going to stretch the titling just a smidgen. And I think this will benefit me a little bit. I don't know if that's going to be able to do it right. Let's see here. I think this will work. Let me just stretch out this last part just a second. We'll try it one more time. Okay, Zueljin actually faded out a little bit too early on that one, so I definitely want to make sure that's backed up to the actual notch. So I'm just going to zoom in a little bit and move this out just like so. Change to fading, and it looks like, let's see, now he faded out too soon. Let's see, let's change all the fading to where it's in line, and I think that'll probably benefit us better. Let's try it one more time. And there you have it, you guys. That's pretty much how I make all of my intros. I'm kind of playing around with Chroma key, and it's some advanced editing techniques, but take from it what you will. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out, and I appreciate it. And I guess this is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Zueljin signing off. Have a good one.